He's really a man in some circles, you know. After all, the Hunt Club invited him on his first official hunt today. He glanced back at the window. The line of rising dust was nearly upon the gate, the gleam of mighty steeds glinting in the double sun of morning. A rising thrill churned in his breast, and he resented, guiltily, that his son's sudden desire to fledge the nest might somehow interfere with his morning hunt. There were the Bingles to shoot, after all. His full gray eyebrows dipped. He'd have to come up with a reasonable explanation to the members of the club why Ornax would not be accompanying them today. Belina's carrying on wasn't helping matters. Talk, talk, talk. She stared at him from dark eyes buried in a fleshly porcine face. It was all just a boyish fascination with adventure. Now he has really done it. He's gone off to Earth. Oh, dear, dear, dear. She caught up a fan from the table, furiously beating it toward her face. The urgent fanning ceased with an abruptness that made Garland muse it must have defied some physical law. You don't suppose there's still that horrible war being fought, do you? I don't see how it is likely, Belina. That affair would have ended long ago. Out the corner of his eye, he watched the riders coming through the gate, the hum of a dozen steeds drawing near to the house. His feet itched to dash across the threshold and join them, but he dare not leave in a manner as to incur Belina's wrath. The boy picked a lousy day to go running off on some fool adventure. Her sunken, piggish eyes skewered him like a bingle on a spit over a bed of fire rocks. How can little Orny possibly get to Earth? No ships are allowed near that dangerous system. It's off limits, for gracious sakes. She reached for another toffee grumbug, but stopped. Unless... You don't suppose he's fallen in with bad company? Garland could hear their voices through the open window. He inched towards the door. I'm sure he will be all right, Belina. You're working yourself into a lather. And then a brilliant thought struck him. If you're not careful, you'll have to spend the day in the tub cooling off. The quick hitch of Belina's eyes told him he'd struck a favorable chord. She snatched a toffee grumbug, and the wiggling creature disappeared almost instantly. Yes, she agreed, chewing mightily. I must get control. You are right, of course. Little Orny is a big boy. I shouldn't worry so. She studied him a moment. Can I feel the tub? To the top? Aha! His instincts had been right. The hunt was on. He contained his excitement and said soberly, We've a full cistern and the wells are again flowing. I think we can afford a fill today. The fan in Belina's hand began to move again, but without the urgency. This affair with little Orny has me all drained. She let out a sigh. Yes, a soak will be good, Garland. He hid the victory behind a thin smile. Shall I call the servants? Please do. Garland turned on his heels and strode to the door. He paused, swiveled back, bowed curtly, and was gone. A moment later, two women appeared, and together they heaved Belina to her feet. The chair reappeared. Draw a tub of water, she said. A full tub, ma'am? Belina smiled. To the top. Outside, the sound of men talking and laughing pulled her to the window. Garland was just climbing astride his steed. The contraption buzzed to life and rose 3 feet, stirring up a swirl of dust. The other hunters kicked their steeds to life, filling the courtyard with dust that swirled all the way to the open window where she stood. Whooping and raising their arrow guns above their heads, the men formed up in a line and sped away from the house. The latter sun was beginning to set. The former sun had already risen above the peaks of the barrier mountain.